Hello, brother and sister light warriors. Welcome back to Spiritual Growth Journeys. My name is Kimberly Palm, and I am a spiritual teacher that is here to help with the transition of this earth from a 3D fear frequency to a a third density fear frequency consciousness to a fourth and fifth density love and supernatural consciousness that we are heading to. We are going to be creating heaven on earth in the coming years, and I am here to assist with that. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, I am so grateful that you're here, and hopefully my information has been helping you on your journey. So today I have an important message from Yeshua about some different things. I'm not using dowsing rods, but I do have an important message about some different things. We're going to talk about the 3IAtlas, which first they said it was a meteor or a comet or something, and now scientists are saying that it's very much likely extraterrestrial. In the spiritual community, we totally know what it is. But we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some other messages for you all and what you should all be doing right now to prepare, to get ready. And before I give you the messages, I have very important announcements about a lot of exciting things that are going on that I'm excited about. But before I do those announcements, I want to kind of get something off my chest, as they'd say, beef or whatever. And any of you who come on and attack me again about, oh, we don't want to hear about your complaining, whatever. Okay, I have the right as a human to vent because it's very cathartic and healing for me. And if you have an issue with that, then see ya. You're free to leave this channel. I don't really care. You know, every human has the right to vent. So I must be above the mark or hitting the target and then some, because after the last two videos that I did on YouTube here with the dowsing rods, I got shut down on my Facebook account. My Facebook account was shut down temporarily. I was able to get it back up again, but they shut it down. And then also, I had a whole bunch of people come on. Just so you all know, I pre-approve the messages, or I mean the comments before they go up. So when you comment on my videos, those comments do not automatically go up on the video. So if you think that it's being deleted or this or that, it's not that at all. It's because I haven't had a chance to go in and read through the comments and delete the ones that are hateful. Okay. So apparently I was a way over the top on the last two videos because I had several people brutally attack me on those two videos and I had to delete and block them. And one of those comments, now normally, you know, I've been at this for a lot of years and I've been attacked since day one, since the very first video I ever put out, interviews, even when I go on other people's channels and I give interviews, constantly attacked. Okay, because that's what the dark forces do when you're representing the light and you're trying to help the planet. The dark forces will try to stop you by harassing you, attacking you, sending trolls after you. And so I've been attacked pretty much consistently. I had a break for a while. I had kind of a quiet time where um, you know, I had sort of a break, but the last two videos apparently were over the mark, and so I had a bunch of attacks. And normally, because I've been doing this for so long, they don't bother me. Like I don't let them like upset me because I figured that it's either bots or paid troller. In most cases, I think it's a lot of them are paid trollers that are being sent over by the dark forces or by other channels that are you know, don't like me or whatever. Um, and then there's people who are just hateful humans. They're just mean, narcissistic, hateful humans. You know, my mother told me when I was growing up, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And, you know, we're not supposed to talk mean to others, hurt others' feelings, say hateful things. So normally the comments that I get that are sometimes pretty hateful, I just kind of go, okay, whatever. This person's either mentally unhinged, because a lot of them are. I've had people with TDS on here. I've had people who are Bible thumping wackos. Those are the ones who attack me the most, are the Bible thumpers, telling me I'm demonic and going to hell and all that kind of. It's like, give me a break. I've been working with Yeshua ben Yosef the Christ since I was born in this lifetime, and I was with him when he was here on the earth. If they think I'm going to hell, then apparently they're going to hell too, and everybody else is going with them. But anyways, I've had a lot of those kind of people come on, and I just laugh at them. You know, they're funny. But I had an attack with the last video that actually was very upsetting to me. For the first time, I was actually very upset, and let me tell you why. So this person basically is saying that I'm a male tranny, you know, pretending to be a female, that I'm male pretending to be a female, and that I worship Baphomet, and that a Baphomet worshiping tranny would never get messages from God, that I would never be talked to from God. That was the person's, and it was a more complicated message than that, but it was very hateful. The reason that upset my feelings, which a lot of my friends like Sarah and stuff said, oh, you should just laugh at it. It's pretty funny that they would say that. It's pretty hilarious. I don't find it funny, and I will tell you why. Because the reason it hurts really deep to hear something like that is because, first of all, they're not just insulting me. If you're insulting me, I'll get over it, and you know, I'll deal with it. I don't care. I'll fluff it off and go, yeah, whatever. When you insult people I love, I'm kind of a mama bear. And when you insult people I love, then it takes it to a whole new level. So when they're saying that I'm a male tranny, that's insulting my mom and dad, all my ancestors. It's insulting my husband who married me as a female. It's insulting my babies that came out of my womb, my children that I carried in my womb for 9 months each and almost died giving vaginal childbirth to these kids. Okay. I code red it. And if anybody wants to go see my hospital records, you're welcome to it. I gave birth to two kids, almost died both times. Um, had all sorts of female issues with my uterus for years and years and years and years. I have 100% natural boobs, no injections or implants or anyone who knows me personally, and a lot of you have met me in person, and you know that I'm 100% female. But the reason it's upsetting to me is because they're insulting and hurting as hurtful to my children to be saying that about me, because my children wouldn't want to be born to a male pretending to be a female. And it's hurting my husband, it's hurting my family, and all my friends, everybody who's known me my whole life, going all the way back to my birth, all, you know, everyone. So you're hurting them. And so that's just really hateful. Whoever you are, I don't know if the person's watching this video who said that. Whoever you are, there's a special place in the universe waiting for you, and it's not going to be fun for you. The terrible things that you are bringing to yourself, the whoop ass karma by coming on my channel and saying this, yeah, I it's not going to be pretty for you. The whoop ass is coming. So just thought I'd point that out. The other reason it's hurtful to read that is because my whole purpose of even coming into this form in this life was to bring the divine feminine, which is natural born divine feminine, back to this earth that had been wiped out by the patriarchy. And I'm not talking about tranny fake people, men pretending to be women, which have no clue. And this is the issue I have with the transgender community, these men that are pretending to be women. They have no clue what it's like to have PMS, heavy menstrual bleeding every single month, cramps, headaches, and all the other hormonal bullshit that goes along with being a female. They have no clue what it's like to carry a baby in their womb for 9 months and almost die, and then wind up getting heart issues and all kinds of physical health. My health got trashed from having my babies. It's never been the same again. I've had nonstop health issues with my back. I developed back problems from being pregnant, which have been with me my kids are, my eldest is going on 28. These problems have been with me like 28 plus years. Um, my body's destroyed. These males pretending to be females, they have no effing clue what it is like to breastfeed your child and get a mastitis infection, and have to quit breastfeeding your child. They have no idea what it feels like to go through menopause and have constant hot flashes every 10 effing minutes and be wide awake all night for years on end with hardly any sleep thanks to menopause. They have no idea what it's like to have mood swings and cry and have all these issues, like emotional issues that are affected by the hormones of being a woman. They're totally clueless, totally clueless. So for you, whoever that person was who came on my channel, um, yeah, you are now cursed, basically. You are officially cursed, and really bad karma is coming to bite you in your ass. So I hope you enjoy it and go on your merry way into the sunset, getting your ass whooped, because that's what's coming. So, anyways, so I just wanted to get that off my chest, because I had a lot of people attack me, but that one was upsetting because a lot of you have met me in person. I've had a lot of you come to my events, to my in person like retreats. I've had a lot of you hang out with me. I've had some of you come and meet up with me for lunch and all kinds of stuff. I've had some of you that I've actually, back in the day when I was doing one-on-one healing in person. I mean, some of you have come to me in my house and I've done healing work on you and, years ago. And it's pretty obvious that I'm 100% female. So anyways, whoever that was, yeah, they're just really messed up in their head. That's all I have to say. So, all right. So now on to the really exciting announcement. So my daughter has been doing all the artwork on my oracle cards. So exciting. My daughter was kind of born an amazing artist. She's a wonderful artist and she's very talented, very gifted. And, she kind of needed something like this to, in her life right now. So I gave her the task of, because I had channeled all the oracle cards, all the information in the booklet and all that was all channeled from my higher self, not some being from Zeta Reticuli or something that took me over. It was me, my own higher self, my angelic higher self that's in the higher dimensions. And God, Mother, Father, Abun, God, Creator, channeled that info down for these cards. Those were all created out of love, and they were encoded. Every one of those cards is encoded with ascension codes and with love and healing and all kinds of magical, positive, beneficial properties to help you on your journey. So my daughter is working on the artwork on the cards right now, and she's getting close to being done. And then I just need to work with a print on demand company because I don't have the ability and stuff to create my own system of having all these printed, because it actually costs several $1,000s to go print up a bunch of oracle cards and decks and boxes. Like just the boxes are like $8 a piece. And they make you do a minimum with the printing companies of like 50 or more of those things, and then they charge you like $18 a card deck or something. So I can't do that. I don't have anywhere to store it. I also live out in the middle of nowhere in the mountains, and I don't have like a post office I'm going to be able to run back and forth to every day to mail them out. So shipping things to people is a huge challenge. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for a print on demand company. So in the comments on this video, if any of you have recommendations, because you've actually used a company before, and they're good and they're reputable. If you know a good reputable print on demand that does oracle cards, please put it in the comments. Amazon does not do oracle cards. People sell their oracle cards on Amazon, but those people have them printed elsewhere, or they're working with somebody like Hay House, and then they're sorry, my nose is so itchy today. They're printing, they print them up ahead of time for them, And they that's how they sell them on Amazon. And then those people have to mail them to you. Well, that's really nice if you live in the big city. You live in the city, you can mail all kinds of stuff to everybody because you just walk a few blocks to your postal place or whatever, and that's what you can do. But out in the country here in the mountains, we don't do that. Okay. We don't have that. So, so I need a print on demand that's like Amazon, like I do with my books, Ascension 101 and The Real Fountain of Youth. Those are both on Amazon where you order it, they print it up, and then they send it to you. So that's what I'm looking for. Excuse me. We're getting really close to being done with this. I'm so excited. The other announcement, two announcements I'm uber excited about is Stellar Fairbairn, who I've had on this channel. She's an amazing songstress, spiritual singer and songwriter and producer. And she's also, and when I say producer, I mean producing spiritual material, not producer of like Hollywood or something like that. And she also is, of course, a Magdalene priestess, an amazing spiritual teacher, amazing healer, and psychic and all that stuff. Her and I are going to be doing, if we can get enough of you to respond, we are going to be doing a retreat in both Glastonbury and in the south of France in May of 2026. So what I want you to do for me is I want you to put in the comments on this video if you are interested in coming. So we will be charging you just for the retreat only, and we're not charging a lot for those retreats. And the fees we're charging are just going to barely cover our expenses. We're not doing the retreat to make money. We're doing the retreat, as Stellar said, quote unquote. This is what she said. We need to create what did she say? Something like clones or replications of us to go out and teach in the world, because we're about to go through this big event. The shit's going to hit the fan. Humanity's going to change. And we need you guys to be trained up to do what we do and be able to help everyone. So we need to do more of these kind of retreats where we get you prepared and we get you trained to be priests and priestesses of the Essene tradition and the Magdalene teachings and the Christ Yeshua teachings and all this. We need you guys, and also the healing work, the actual hands-on healing work. We need you guys to be ready to do this. So what I'm going to be teaching at this retreat is I'm going to be teaching you how to use your sacred voice to heal yourself and others. And I'm also going to be doing a class on, you guys are going to love this. I'm going to be teaching you what I taught at our last big women's retreat. I'm going to be teaching you how to heal other people. All right. The way that Miriam and Yeshua got together as a tag team, as a divine, dual divine Christed couple, the way they would heal people together. Okay. They had a specific way that they would do healing on people. And I've been given, I guess you can say, authority or licensure to go ahead. They've allowed me to go ahead and teach this to you. It's not something I can teach over the internet. I have to be physically there with you to teach you. It's a very physical thing. So I'm going to be teaching you how to heal the way Yeshua healed. You're going to become a Christed healer at this retreat. We're also going to do tons of guided meditations. You're going to be doing a lot of meditations. So we're going to do, I think, 3 days in Glastonbury, England, and probably go to Stonehenge and Avebury. We're going to, of course, meditate at the Tor and do stuff there. Then we're going to fly over for the next weekend, because that will be over the course of a weekend, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then on like a Monday or two, we will be flying over to south of France. And on that following weekend, we're going to do 4 or 5 days in a row of all the sacred Magdalene sites, everywhere that she baptized people and she was teaching, and the other priestesses were teaching. We're going to go to all these sacred sites. We're going to do ceremonies. That's where I will most likely be doing the teaching with you on the Christed teachings and the sound and all that kind of stuff, because there's also cathedrals there that we can use in France that they don't have necessarily in the UK. It's different acoustics over there than they have in the south of France at some of these cathedrals that were built in like the 1100s and stuff. They have amazing acoustics that we can use for the sound healing work that we're going to do. So, so if you are interested in attending, how it will work so that you can control, if you're somebody who says, Kimberly, I just don't have a lot of money, you can save up to pay for the retreat, and then you can also control, you're going to get to control what airline you take, how much you spend on it. You can do Google flights and find the cheapest airline you can find. I mean, there's cheaper airfare on like Ryanair and Aer Lingus and stuff like that from the States. Also Iceland Air, there's cheaper air. There's a lot of different airlines you can do that have cheaper air. You're going to be in control of where you stay. You can camp. There's campsites everywhere in the places where we will be teaching. So you can choose to camp. You can either get a camper or rent camping equipment when you're there. If you're in the UK or in Europe, you'll be able to drive to these retreats. If you don't have a lot of money, you don't have to fly. You can drive. You can take trains to there. You can take buses to there if you're in the UK. There's a lot of in the UK and also in Europe because you can go from UK, obviously, either in the Channel under the water over to France or take a ferry over to France. There's so many ways you can go. So there's ways you can save money. And then you can camp if you can't afford hotels. And then you can also do Airbnbs, which are much cheaper in Europe than hotels. You can literally get beautiful Airbnbs for $50 a night versus hotels that are like $300 a night. But then there's different levels of hotels too. There's hotels that are $100 a night. There's hotels that are $300, and then there's hotels that are $500 and up. So you get to control how expensive your accommodations are, how much your airfare is, and then also your food and transport, because we're not going to do that. What we are going to provide is a transportation bus to take you to all the locations. We are going to have buses where we drive the group of people who come to this event. We're going to, because we don't want to get a big bus or mini buses, we are going to have limited spots at this retreat, and once you pay, it's going to be probably non-refundable because we do have limited spots available. So we'll probably have a wait list for people in case people do drop out, but it's most likely going to be after a certain date non-refundable because we need to rent. We're going to have to pay for the facilities where we hold our classes and everything. We're going to have to like rent facilities. We also have to rent a bus. We have to do all this stuff that's going to cost us money. I have to buy airplane tickets ahead of time, and money's got to cover that somehow, because I don't just have some big fat ass bank account sitting around waiting to pay for all this stuff. So you have to be 100% sure that you want to come. You can buy travel insurance. So let's say you get sick or somebody in your family dies and you can't go for some reason, or there's a cataclysm or something that happens. Travel insurance. I was a travel agent for many years, and with the travel agent thing, I always made my clients buy travel insurance, because then if anything happens at all and your trip is canceled, you'll get your money back for everything. So I'm going to tell you all that anybody who comes to my retreats, I tell them you have to get travel insurance, because we don't know. I can't guarantee something could happen within my family. Like right now, I have a situation with an aunt who is got terminal cancer, and we don't know when she's going to die. So if I have to suddenly fly to her funeral or something, and it happens to be when I'm having a retreat, then, oh, well, my family, God comes first. My family comes second. Always. I always put my family above and beyond, before everything else and everyone else. So that may happen for you too. You could have an aunt or a grandparent or a parent or somebody pass away, or a wedding that you have to go to because maybe you're the maid of honor, and then you can't go to the retreat. So make sure that when you do come to my events that you get travel insurance. But in the comments, I want you to put down if you're interested. And since most of you don't have your full names and info, honestly, the best thing for you to do, because unless your full name is on your, how do you want to say, your thing in YouTube, some of you are just identified by user number this, or just initials, or some other name like Fancy Pants or something like that. That's your name on YouTube. I'm not going to know who you are. I'm not going to be able to contact you with the information. So what you need to do is if you are somebody who I already know, I know you, you're a client or something like that, then put your name, make sure you say this is so and so, I'm interested, and put your full name. If you're somebody I don't know, I don't have your contact information, then I'm going to ask you to contact me through spiritualgrowthjourneys.com, my website. Go to the contact page on my website, send me a message saying I'm interested in going. You will be added to the list of people who will be contacted once we have the exact dates, exact locations, times, all the stuff, the prices of what we're charging. What we're probably going to do is you will have a choice of going to only Glastonbury or only France or a combo of both. So if you do both, you're going to get a discounted price. You'll get like a special price if you do both weekends. But if you only did Glastonbury, you would have one price. Or if you only do France, you'd have another price. And then if you do both, you would have a third price. So that's how we're going to work it. And then you can, once I get that information, if I have your name and your contact info, then I can contact you and give you all of that. So for people who have been clients of mine, just put your full name and then I know I can go look you up in my client list with your email and your phone number. You don't want to put that on YouTube. You don't want people accessing that info. Just put your full name, say, this is your client, Bob, whoever, Cannon or something, or Sherry Smith or something like that. Put that on there and then I will be able to look you up and contact you and let you know. Okay, so a third big message that's really exciting and important is I had stopped doing readings for a reason because they were literally draining the hell out of me because every time I do a psychic reading for somebody, I have to literally scan them energetically and then tap into their energy and tap into their family members and their boyfriend and their husband and all this. And that was just draining me. And everybody always wanted to know, well, what about my mom? And what about my dad? And it was just exhausting physically to me. And I have a lot of back pain and other issues right now, and I just don't need more of it. So I stopped doing the sessions so that I can work on healing my body. However, I do really, I have one of my biggest purposes of why I'm here is to be kind of the healer to the healers, or like the support crew to the healers, mentor to the healers. So starting end of September, beginning of October, I'm going to be offering one mentoring session a week that will be 90 minutes to 2 hours long. It's going to be $333 for 90 minutes to 2 hours long. And this session is specific for healers, people who either want to be a healer and don't know how to get started, or they are a new healer and need some help with their business. Okay, what does help look like? It could be just emotional support. It could be marketing support. You need to know how to get clients. I'm happy to teach you how to do that. I was a marketing consultant for many years. I actually owned my own marketing consulting business for 12 years because my background's in marketing. My degree from college is in business and marketing. And I also worked for the Chamber of Commerce for many years, teaching people how to start a business, run a business, all that kind of thing. So if you're new to being a healer, I can help you with how to become a healer, where to start, what to do, how to get your business going, how to market it, what do you do to get clients, all that kind of thing. The other way I can help you is just giving you support and mentorship, emotional support. I can even give you relationship support, life coaching, healing. If you yourself are a healer and you're going through health issues and you need some help with, oh my gosh, I have fibromyalgia or this or that, and I just need to know what to do about this, I can help you with that. So basically, I'm going to be a fully loaded turnkey support system to healers where I can help you with all the aspects of your life that you need help with, because you need that in order to be a good healer. That's what you need. You need somebody who will pick you up by your bootstraps and say, okay, try this, try this, try this, try this. This is what you do. You need to be successful, to be happy, to be healthy, to have fun, to create joy. These are all the things you need. So if you are somebody who's in the healing industry already, and this is this mentorship is not just for newbie people who are becoming a healer or want to be a healer. This is also for people who have been a healer for a long time, but are just going through shit in their life. If you're a healer and you're just going through a lot of oppression, like I have some clients that are healers where nobody in their family is awake, none of their friends are awake, and they just feel like they're all alone in the world. And it's like, oh, I'm a healer and I'm just such an amazing healer and I have all these clients, but I'm falling apart because I'm just so all alone in the world. So if that sounds like you, that's also something that I'm here for. So I want to support you in every way I can if you are here on earth to heal people. All right, that's what I want to do. So, so those are my three things. We've got Oracle cards that are going to be coming soon to a print on demand by you. Hopefully, I'm in the next. The goal is to get the cards out in the next, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, hopefully available to you guys, because those are going to help you. The purpose of these cards is to answer all your own psychic questions. Okay, I don't need to be your psychic anymore. You should be your own psychic. I want to help give you tools like my pendulum class that's on Learn It Live, like my meditation courses, all of the tools that I offer to help you become your own psychic and answer your own questions. And the Oracle cards are just another layer to that. All they do is they help you to answer your own issues. Okay. You can use the Oracle cards as your own psychic. Okay. Which is really your own higher self and your spirit guides and God, Mother, Father, God, giving you all the answers through those cards. So, so I'm really excited. I've got all of those. Please let me know if you want to come to one or both of the retreats, or you can tell me I want to go to only Glastonbury. I've already had several people already contact me and say, oh, I only want to do the England one, or oh, I only want to do France, or I want to do both. Okay. And a lot of you already live over in Europe and in the UK. So this is going to be easy for you because you literally can drive. Those of you that are in the United States, there's so many ways you can get cheap airfare, but Google Flights is a great way to find the cheap airfares. So I just thought I'd give you that hack, that travel hack. If you need more travel hacks, feel free to contact me because I was a travel agent and I know my shit when it comes to travel. I've traveled all over the place. And I can also teach you how to travel for free. For those of you who say, I wish I can travel, I don't have any money, boo hoo hoo, poor me, poor me. Instead of being in the victim zone, you can take action by contacting me and I will tell you how you can travel free. Okay. Because a lot of you like to make comments in my posts about, oh, you're so lucky you get to travel. You must have tons of money. Guess what, folks? I don't have tons of money. In fact, I'm struggling, okay, with money. How I'm able to go on my vacations is most of the time it's free. I'm not paying for it, okay? Or a lot of it is free. Why? Because of things like airline credit cards. You get like I'm going to give you an example. You get an Alaska airline or Delta Airlines or an American Airlines credit card and you put everything on it, your groceries, your gas, everything that you buy that doesn't take cash, that's not cash only, you put on that damn card. What happens at the end of the year? You have enough points to take one or more trips, maybe two or more trips, maybe three or more. It depends on where you're going. Sometimes you only need a little bit of miles to fly. Like in my state, I can fly across the state for just a few miles. So if I want to fly across the country, it's a little bit more. If I want to fly to Europe, it's a little bit more. But the fact of the matter is you can travel for free or next to nothing using hacks. And I know all the hacks. That's just one of them. That's literally just one of them. There's so many ways that you can do world travel, you know, whether it's going camping or staying in hostels, or I mean, there's just so many things that you can do so that you're not sitting around bitching saying, I wish I could travel. It's like, well, if you want to travel, then go do it. There's so many methods that you can use to even make it completely free, like everything free, your hotels, even most of your food. Like I happen to have a method I'll share with you if you message me on how you can get your airplane, your hotel, your tour guide, and your food for free. Okay. Or a cruise, if you want to go on a cruise ship, You can get it 100% for free, and that would include every meal you could ever want. And of course, it would include, um, you know, the cruise, the hotel, the air, all of it. It's all included. All right. So that's it. So now let's talk about our messages for today. So this is the serious shit going on. So Ishmael Perez, who, if you don't know who he is a heck of a nice guy. Okay, number one, he's a good person. All right. Number two, a lot of you hate on him and you say terrible things about him, but the truth of the matter, he's in the end of the day, he's a good guy. Okay. Um, and you either like him or you hate him. I don't care. But the fact of the matter, he's a good guy. His information that he gives that is coming, that he's getting the messages now. There are times when Ishmael is sitting and reading because he's such a nice guy, he can be kind of gullible. So sometimes he trusts people who are spreading false information. So when he's reading from other people's books, I don't always like what he's saying because he's picking people who are giving inaccurate bullshit information. So in those cases, I don't like it. But when he's giving his information that he psychically got from Commander Valthor or whoever he's talking to, he's got his teams and his people. He gets us plus his own memories, his own history, all of that information, his own information, like all the stuff that's in his books he's written, all of that info. That is all really good, really amazing. I really recommend the Cosmic Origin book he wrote. It's amazing. And then he has a second one after that. I think it's like the secret societies or the secret government, I think it's called. So I recommend those books. And then his information is really accurate. So he's been go to his channel, The Real Ismail Perez, on YouTube and watch his latest videos. He's been talking a lot about 3IAtlas, which is this big thing that's coming towards the Earth from the far reaches of space. It came from outside of our solar system into it, heading towards Earth, and it's going to be here like October-ish. Okay, maybe even sooner. But it's supposed to show up here like around October. And as Ismail says, this thing only comes when a planet's about to transform to the higher density consciousness, when it's about to evolve and go through ascension. That is when this thing shows up. And as he explained, it's got a library, a whole library of the cosmos on board. It's got all of the information that we need, all of the history that we need of our own planet and of all of space and everything that we need to go through the transition. But it's much more than what he said. So I want you to go watch his video. I want the last few where he's talked about it. And I want you to listen to what he says about it, because what he's saying is accurate, but he left some things out. And I don't know if he left those out because he just didn't know it, or if it's because he was told not to tell, or if he just didn't ask and didn't get the information. But here's the information according to Yeshua on 3IAtlas. So Yeshua says that 3IAtlas is an Andromedan envoy sent to oversee the purification of this planet, which is what Yeshua calls it. Some people call it the Great Solar Flash. That's what they call it. But it's the ascension of the planet. So it's an Andromedan envoy sent to assist with and oversee the purification and the shift of this planet. And I had asked Yeshua, I said, who's going to be helping me? Like, what's going to happen with my body? Who is causing my body to convert from like a carbon base to crystalline? Like, who's going to help me with that so that I don't burn up and die? Like, because it's going to be a blast from the sun that's going to come. And, how am I not going to die? How am I going to like actually transform without my physical body falling apart? And he said the Raw Collective, Raw Collective, will be assisting you in your transformation to fifth density. And I said, who are they? And he said, they're actually on board the 3IAtlas. He said, the Raw Collective is physically on board the 3IAtlas. I said, who are the Raw Collective? What are they? And he said that they are Elohim angels. That was his answer. He said they're Elohim angels. They're coming to assist in the transformation. That's why they're headed here now, because we're about to transcend into the higher consciousness, and they're here just to find and make that happen. I told you all, he keeps telling me it's going to happen by the end of the year. So think about it. The ship is going to be here way before the end of the year. So what does that tell you? Let's see. So I asked if he had any messages around this ascension and what's happening, and I asked a lot of questions about how it's going to happen. And I know some of you already have heard me say this, but I'm going to kind of do a review of all this and add to it the new messages. But he said, be ready for transformation, is what he's saying. Be ready to be transformed because it's coming very like soon here. Um, he said, the people who cannot respect, this was, I said, do you have any messages you really want me to relay to everybody? He said, tell them that the people who cannot respect the earth will be removed. And I said, what do you mean by they can't respect the earth? I said, are you talking about the people like doing weather modification, chemtrails, poisoning the water, poisoning all the farms and the soil, um, you know, doing weather warfare with like HARP and DARPA, like where they're creating hurricanes and creating fires, like they burned down Maui using directed energy weapons, um, those kind of people. And he said, yes, he said, those people. He said, so the people who have been doing all the weather manipulation, all of the burning, flooding, creating floods, creating typhoons, hurricanes, even earthquakes, they have equipment that creates earthquakes. Those people, he said, who cannot respect the earth will be removed. Um, he also wanted you to know that and this is his words, not mine, this is how he spoke. The other stars in the night sky that you see at night when you look up are starting to make the star that you know as your sun to heat up faster and faster so that the solar flash can happen by the end of this year. So here's what I want you all to understand. We are all a unity consciousness. Every human on this earth is connected. We are also connected to our Mother Tara, the earth, Mother Gaia Tara. We're also connected to her. And the earth is actually connected to, because she's a sentient being, she is also connected to each of the stars and each of the planets in space. It's all interconnected. All of the stars are connected to each other throughout all of space. There's billions and trillions and trillions and trillions into infinity of them. They're all connected to each other. So he said the stars in the night sky are starting to make the star known as your sun to heat up faster so that the solar flash happens by the end of this year. This will happen, of course, in 3 waves. The first wave will purify the earth and restore her to her former Garden of Eden status, because the entire earth was Eden before the demiurge, before Satan and Lucifer came here with all of the draconians and destroyed the planet. This was Eden. The whole planet was the Garden of Eden. So it will be restored. And the solar blast will transfigure the human body into a crystalline body where you'll be kind of shimmery and yeah, activate your DNA up to 12 strands and higher. You will be able to see and hear things you've never been able to see and hear before. You will have all kinds of cool abilities. We will all eventually be telepathic. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. Now, this comes in 3 waves. The first wave, there's going to be 200,000 people that will go and ascend to 5th density. The rest of the people on Earth will be 4th density. The 5D people, while they're in stasis, which means like asleep, basically, it's like they hit the pause button and everything just stops. While everything is stopped on the planet and you're like in a coma or whatever, if you are one of the 200,000 teachers, leaders, and healers that is here to help with New Earth, you will be taken out of your body. Consciousness will be taken to the higher dimensions for training and what it is you're supposed to do here. Before you are put through the training, you will have a reunion with all your loved ones on the other side that are in the higher dimensions and heaven, which is seventh dimension. You will reunion with them. You'll have a party and you'll hang out for a while, and then you will go off to your training. Okay. The rest of humans will also be pulled out of their bodies. Every human will be taken out of their bodies. Okay. And when you're taken out, you're going to be in the seventh dimension, the rest of you hanging out in what they call heaven with your family. Okay. It's like you're dead, but you'll be sent back again when your body's been shifted and everything. Okay. And that's the people who are staying here, because the ones who aren't staying here, they're going to Ezekiel's ship that's up there that they call the second sun. There's never been two suns, just so you all understand this. There's never been two suns. You can even ask Ishmael about this. He talked about it in his videos. What there is there's Ezekiel's ship came in 2019, and it looks like a second sun because it's just huge and glowy. And that is going to be processing all the bad guys, okay, and sending them to where they need to go. So let's see, which will happen in 3 waves. All right, so the big cities, let's talk about the big cities. If you live in a big city, do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. Your physical form will be taken out of the city. It will be zapped up into a ship temporarily. All those people will go up into ships temporarily. Why? Because the cities are going to get razed to the ground. They're all going to be gone. Okay. Now, if you live in the country, you live on a farm, you live in the country, not in a city, you live in the suburbs, whatever, your home will still be there. Okay. It's only the big cities with the sky, all the skyscraper places, those places gone. Okay. If you're in a house in the suburbs, you're not living right in the big city, your house will be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. The cities, the people in those cities who are staying here, which this is the sad part, I'd say 90% or more of the people who live in big cities right now are out of here. They're gone. There's so few. The cities are literally Sodom and Gomorrah. There's maybe one or two righteous families that will be sticking around. The rest of the people will be out of here permanently anyways. Okay. Because there's a lot of NPCs in those cities. But those of you who are watching these videos, if you're in a big city, you're one of the few people who will be sticking around. You will go up on a ship temporarily until they redo the cities. So what will happen to the cities? I'm like, well, will there ever be cities? Where do people shop? What do people do? There's going to be communities everywhere. We will live in communities. We won't need big cities. But what we think of as a big city, there will be like a center place where people go for like commerce. Like there might be a library there and a commerce place and a place where the council meets for that area. They have like council meets, places where people go to see entertainment, like you go see an opera or something like that, or you go to a concert. There will still be concerts and operas and all that in 5D, ballet, symphony orchestra, all that will still exist in 5D. So there will be a city center kind of a place, and there might even be jobs in the city. But it's not going to be the skyscraper thing. What is it going to be? It's going to be, he said, more environmentally ergonomic and beneficial for your mother, Tara, the earth. That's what he said. He said he said there's going to be new systems. He said new cities will be created. It's going to be a new system. And he said people living in the big cities will be relocated to better housing situations. So they will no longer be living in these big cities. They won't be a place that you live. You will have like a home, or it might be even a commune, you're living in a commune kind of thing. It's going to be a better living situation, and it's going to be more beneficial for you and more beneficial for Mother Earth. But those big cities, yeah, they're not going to be here. The roads and highways will probably not be here in the future. He had already said that airplanes are going to be poofed. What are we going to have? We're going to have spacecraft, because the military has already had all the fast spacecraft. We're going to have jump rooms. You show up at a location, you walk through a door and you're in France, or you show up and you walk through the door. You won't need, in fact, if you come to our uh, retreat in May, if everything has been transitioned by them, there will be no need for you to buy an airplane ticket because there will be worldwide prosperity. There will be these jump rooms. There will be underground rail train systems. There'll be all these different systems to get you from place to place that will not cost you a bunch of money. So you won't need to worry about it. Okay. So, um, it's going to take a while to create all the new systems. They don't happen immediately. It might take years. It could take many years because he told me that all of this transitioning and building the programs would take up until 20, I think 35 or something like that to completely be finished. Everything will be fully intact and ready to go in 2035. But we're going to have an interim term, like an inner, a median, like a, how do you want to call it? You know, an inner, I forgot the word. Sorry, my brain's not working. But you're going to have like a time period where we're between systems, the old system, then there's the new system when we're in a between place. And that's when we're building the new systems. And that will be kind of interesting. But here's the cool thing. We're going to have Andromedans, Pleiadians, Venusians, all those kind of people, they're going to be on the surface helping us. They will be here helping us. So it's not anything to fear, not anything to freak out about. Our future is bright and beautiful and amazing and incredible. All right. Um, so those are the messages that he has for you. I'm trying to think what else you need to know. So you'll be in the stasis. Your animals will be in the stasis. People have asked what will happen to my pets. They'll go into stasis and then we'll all come back out of it and business will go about as usual. The pets are not going to be killed. Pets that belong to people who are being snuffed out of here, those pets will go to where they need to go to be taken care of. They'll either go to new families or they'll be taken up in ships or they will be taken care of 100%. They're not going to be like millions of homeless dogs and cats running wild everywhere. It's not going to work like that. They will all be taken care of because the ETs have a plan. There's a plan for all of this to help everyone and everything to transition in a calm, peaceful manner that's not chaotic. All right. They have a whole plan. Trying to think what else you need to know. So yeah, we're going to go into stasis. They keep telling me that it's about 3 months of Earth time that will be in stasis. And then when we come to, it'll be a different world. There'll be a lot of people gone. They'll be gone. I told you all the rapture in the Bible it's the reverse of what they're telling you. If Earth is heaven and we're restoring heaven to Earth, why would you want to be taken out of here and sent somewhere else? You wouldn't. It's the bad people that get to be taken out of here and sent somewhere else. You get to stay here. You all get to stay here. Unless you contracted to leave, you want to leave for some reason, then see ya. Wish you well in your future, wherever you're going. Some of you may be going back to your ships. There's a lot of you that are actual aliens that are occupying physical bodies and your memories have been tweaked and taken away. But once you get the memory back, you're going to go back to your people, your ship. And that's a cool thing. That's exciting. So don't be afraid of it. Don't have fear. Don't be, freaked out about this. Nothing bad is going to happen. Our future is all, it's written in stone and it's written in love, peace, prosperity for all, safety, health, happiness for all. There's nothing negative because we are on the positive timeline right now. We're 100% on the positive timeline. Ishmael has been saying that as well. So has my friend Katrina. So has Mikala and Yeshua. You can go follow some of these people. But we are on a positive timeline. I will point out to you, though, that there's something weird going on with the time because yesterday and today I had extremely bizarre experiences. Yesterday morning, I woke up it was like 4:30, or I'm sorry, what was it? It was 6:30. Okay, I woke up and I looked at the clock and it was like 6:28 or 6:37 or something like that in the morning. I woke up, went to the bathroom, went back to bed, and I was like, oh, goody, I have another 2 hours before I need to wake up and go do stuff, right? I woke up, I went to sleep and I leave my body a lot and I go places and I went and did all kinds of stuff. It feels like I was gone for like a month. I'm not kidding. I was doing all kinds of stuff in the multiverse. Came back into my body and I was like 4 or 5 hours had to have passed by because I was gone so long. I get up, I go to the bathroom, I look at the clock. You know what the clock says? 6:27 a.m. I'm like, what? I freaked out so bad, you guys. I was really freaked out. I want you to put in the comments if this has ever happened to you. I'm not kidding you. It was 6:30 something the first time I woke up, went back to sleep for a very long time. I know I was asleep for a long time. Woke up again, and it was not only the same time, but it was earlier. It was like 6:27, and I'm like, what the freaking hell is this all about? What the hell? Like literally, I was just freaking out. And then today I had another weird ass thing happen. I overslept today because I was up last night with a pounding headache because I think of the Schumann and the Schumann resonance and the sun stuff and just ascension stuff. I was having a massive throbbing headache till like 4 in the morning, plus nausea because the headache was making me nauseous. So I had nausea, I had a headache, some indigestion because I ate some stuff I never should have eaten. And then on top of it, I was having extreme back pain and jaw pain. And so I had all this whole triple threat going on, all this stuff going on. And I got to tell you something. I slept in this morning. I got up at 10 a.m., 10:15, 10 a.m., which is really late. I got going. I spent like what felt like an hour at the most doing a whole bunch, doing some stuff. I go to look at the clock and it says 3 p.m., 3 p.m. And I'm like, what the hell? So let me think 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That's 5 hours, you guys. 5 hours. I lost 5 hours. Where the hell did these 5 hours go? I put in the comments if this has happened to you, where you literally look at the clock, it's 1 o'clock or something. You go and you do something that's supposed to, let's say it's supposed to take you 15 minutes to do whatever the task is. Maybe you're doing your laundry, you're putting it in the laundry, washer and dryer, right? You come back, you look at the clock, 5 hours have passed by. What the freaking, you would think I was sucked up into a ship, who knows what, and put back down again. I don't know what this is all about. I'm venturing to guess another major time shift, something, I don't know. But y'all, please put in the comments if this has happened to you, how often it's happened to you. Maybe talk a little, put a little thing kind of saying what happened, whatever in the comments. I want to hear your stories because this kind of shit freaks me out. Like you have no idea how much this freaks me out, especially when you get up, you look at the clock and you see the time on the clock, and there was nothing wrong with my clock, y'all. It was not broken. It was working perfectly fine. It's still working perfectly fine. So don't say, oh, maybe your clock got stuck. No, It went backwards even. Okay. It didn't go forward at all. It went backwards. It went from like 6:37 to 6:27. It's like, what the actual heck? And then today I had another interesting thing happen. Sitting and having a spiritual conversation with a friend that's visiting us here at our house. He's staying with us all weekend. And we're sitting on the porch having a conversation. And this is the first time this has ever happened to me. I mean, I see hummingbirds all the time. They come around, but they don't like come up to my face, sit there and stare at me while flying for a long time, like they're having a conversation with me and take off. We literally had a hummingbird come up within a foot of our face, like or two, sat there in the air, just staring at us for a really long time. Kind of went over to the left next to us, danced around a little, like he was doing a little dance, and then took off. Okay. Then we had And then I personally later on, this was like a few hours later, was sitting in the same spot on the porch, and a dragonfly, a big ass dragonfly, came right up to me, literally sat there like it was looking at me and having a conversation with me, and then took off. Okay, I've never ever had this kind of shit happen. I mean, I have things that come around, like I have eagles and hawks that are always flying over my head because I'm connected to them. They're my spirit animals. I've had other kind of things happen. I see lots of crows and different birds and things that'll show up. Like I've had different things showed up. I had a spider show up on my shoulder one day with a message. I've had that kind of stuff, but I've never had a hummingbird and a dragonfly come right up, right in front of my face and just sit there for a long time, buzzing and staring at me like they wanted to have a conversation with me. It was absolutely insane. So in the comments, put down if that's happened to you, and let's share our stories because it's fun. It's fun. It's exciting. We learn, we grow together. Um, so let's do that. So make sure, like I said before, if you are a current client, to put you're interested or not interested, whatever, in the comments of about the Stellar and mine are retreats we're going to do. And these retreats are open to men and women age 18 and over. You cannot bring your children along on this. You're not allowed to, for a whole list of reasons I'm not going to go into, but no children allowed, and there will be no exceptions. You can't bring your 5-year-old or whatever. You just can't do it. Okay. We're going to be doing very adult stuff that they cannot be around. There's not going to be anywhere for them to go be babysat while we're doing this. We're going to all be on the bus together. We don't want screaming kids and noisy kids and whatever on the bus when we're doing a spiritual, relaxing, rejuvenating retreat. But it is open to any males or females over the age of 18. So I hope you guys will join me. I'm always excited to meet you all in person and hang out with you and give you hugs. And thank you for being here on this channel. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. You know, there's like, I just don't understand it. I will have videos that have thousands of views, but yet those people aren't subscribed. Like I looked at my statistics on my channel, and it was like a third or less of you guys that watch the videos are actually subscribed to the channel. So please subscribe to the channel if you like my information and you find it valuable. Please subscribe. Please share these videos with people who are like-minded. Do not share it with sleeper people. You're not here to wake them up at this point. Anyone asleep now will never wake up. Okay, it'll just, my info will piss them off to all get-go. It will be pissed off. But share these videos with people who are awake, like-minded people, and I will see you on the next video.